Hello and welcome to the Happy Hippie Intuitive. My name is Nina and I'm here to show you 13 new decks that I have purchased for spring 2022. So this is going to be a show and tell of tarot cards and oracle cards, both indie decks and also mass production decks. So I'm going to go through all of them and maybe you will get some ideas for some decks that you like. If you are interested in my work, then check out my channel. I do readings and I also have lots of other videos regarding decks, but also I have another channel called Pure Light Awakening where I talk about source energy, angels, and I channel messages. So if that's something that's interests you, you'll find the link to that in the description box. But without further ado, let's just jump into today's show and tell. So we're going to remove some of these decks first so we can start with one at a time. So let us start with, well, I think I want to start with some mass production today. So let us start with this one here. This is called Universal Tarot, and this is just a mini deck. I believe it's just called Mini. And it's, of course, a smaller version of the Universal Tarot. So this is the number one deck for today. I have the bigger Universal Tarot, so I just wanted to have the mini version. I have a gigantic version that I have showed you before, but this is the mini version. I have also tried to find the normal size one, but so far I haven't found that one, just so you know. But anyways, I do believe that there is a normal size, but I do have the giant size and this one, okay? So this is the back, and of course this is just another kind of take on the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, but this is the way it looks, okay? So I'm just going to flip through it quite quickly. So the images are a little bit different. They're a little bit more intricate. They have put a little bit more detail into these cards than the original Rider-Waite. At least they show better for some reason. So it's just... I like it. I like it kind of, it's muted, so it's matte, you see, it's not that shiny. And the size is very much, you throw it in your purse, or if you're going to an overnight somewhere, you know, these mini decks can be nice to bring with you. I've also made another video where I show all my mini decks, but this is a new one that I didn't show in that one, so just so you know. But there is, in my playlist of... card collection, you will find one that's called mini decks, so you can find that there. Anyways, no, so this is you know, it's kind of to the point, plain and simple, very Rider-Waite Smith friendly, but there is something about the artist that has done these that I think is fun because it's a little bit different, and as I said, a little bit more intricate, and maybe focusing on slightly different parts of the original card here and there, kind of enhancing a little bit of the different ways or different details in the original Rider-Waite Smith cards. So I found that kind of interesting. So there's slight differences here and there. If you know the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, you will know that, see that right away here, that there are some, like this one is totally from a different angle. So either you like it or you don't, you know, as always. Have to purchase the cards that resonate with you. I feel like this Nine of Swords is very representative, and I like that angle on it, actually. So yeah, I like this deck. It's fun and it's different, and it's very handy to just throw in your purse whenever you're going to a friend's house or up to the cabin or on overnight in a hotel or whatever. So that was the first deck of today, Universal Tarot mini version. Okay, so let's move on to the Sun and Moon Tarot by Vanessa Decor. Now this one I have, it has been, I believe at least, that in the beginning it just came in a tin can, which is kind of a mini version, but this is a newer one. So I wanted to have the bigger version as well, because I love, as much as I love the mini version of this, which was the original, it was sometimes a little bit difficult to see the details in the images, okay? So let me just see, does this say what year this was made? Just a second here. Yeah, it says 2010 is a copyright, but I'm not so sure they made the big version earlier, but I might be wrong. Comment in the comment section if you know that. But anyways, this is the back, and it's the same back and everything as the smaller version. I find that quite interesting. These are also matte, black and white backs, but the cards themselves are very much more colorful, I feel. Now, I really, really like this deck. And there's also some details in these cards that I'm so happy to get this bigger version of. Because as you can see, there are lots of different little details here that you miss a little bit with the smaller cards. But this deck for me is, I don't know, it's something about the feeling I get with the images of these cards. It's, for me, an innocence in it. I like the way they have, like this one with the Phoenix of the death card, and they have written rebirth here as well. And as you can see, they also have written some words on top. Some people don't like that in the tarot. I really don't mind that. It gives an extra way of looking at it, especially if they have another interpretation of the card than I do. So for me, it doesn't really matter. So they have a little bit of a different take on the tarot, different from the Rider-Waite-Smith at least. But they have still kind of kept some of the main themes, I feel, from the original Rider-Waite-Smith. And as I said, for me, it's the feeling I get when I see cards. That's the most important thing for me. Am I drawn to the artistry or not? Does this speak to me or not? And also, and that's something you won't know until you kind of try out a deck, is does it work for you? You know, I love this Judgment card, by the way. No, so that's something that's kind of interesting, is sometimes you think a deck is so beautiful and you really, really want it. And when you get it and you start working with it and it just doesn't work. Or maybe it wasn't time for you to use that at the moment. It might be time later, or maybe it should be used just in certain kind of readings, you know. Take that as it resonates with you. But this deck, at least, the Sun and the Moon Tarot, I find works with pretty much anything, any kind of reading. And the feeling I get, as I said, innocence and kind of a happy, joyful feeling when I use these cards. So either you like it or you don't, as always. So there you go. I'm just going to go through a little bit quicker now so we don't spend too much time on each card. You get the idea. You have seen a lot of the artist here now. So I hope you got an idea of how this deck works. So that was that. Put that away. And that is the Sun and Moon Tarot by Vanessa Decor. Now, moving on. Okay, so we're going to move on to this one. Now, the two that I have shown you so far are mass production, so you can pretty much get them anywhere. And this one is also mass production. I need to give a little disclaimer before I show these cards. Okay, if you are offended by nudity, or if you are offended by the female physical form and the cycles the female physical form goes through, then you need to skip to the next deck, okay? Because this, I mean, it's not like it's pictures of the female, the female parts, but it is artistry of the female parts. So it's going to go quite into depth of that part. So again, a little disclaimer, if you are offended by that, or if you do not like that, then just skip on to the next deck, okay? So let us get into this. So I have kind of, these are the cards that are a little bit very much very what could you say, maybe a little bit out there. And these are not so out there, but I will show all of them to you, just so you know. So this is the guidebook, quite a good guidebook here, actually. It describes quite a bit on each card, so that's good. This is the back. I find that very beautiful as well. Now these are the images. So some of them are very, normal, very not so bad, but some of them are. Okay, so I think these are the most, yeah, these are the most detailed ones at first here. So you can skip 20 seconds ahead, and I'll be done with those, and then you can see the rest if you want to. Anyways, these are the ones. So they show, you know, the menstruation. They show the pregnancy. They show, you know, when the baby are being made. You know, those kind of things. So just so you know, if you don't like it, you skip ahead. Okay. So these are the images. I find the images very beautiful. I think they have shown this. Yes, it's detailed. Yes, it is kind of intimate, but at the same time in a delicate, beautiful way. And I like the color theme of this deck. Of course, I like the feeling of the femininity since I am a woman and experiencing all of these cycles myself. So for me, this is a very beautiful deck. If you're male, I can understand that this might not speak to you, or some male might find it beautiful anyways, of course, don't get me wrong, but I understand that for some people this might be a little bit too much of the intimate side. But for me, beautiful, I love it. And especially if you're making or doing a reading for a female, and especially if the female is asking questions about, you know, having babies or becoming a grandmother or going through menopause or, you know, those kind of questions, then this is a beautiful, beautiful deck. But it doesn't just have to do with that. You can use, of course, you can translate all of these images and all of these words into different parts of life and different experiences in life as well. Okay, so it is what you make it, kind of. And as I said, you can take away the cards that are kind of most intimate and use the other ones only if you feel more comfortable with that. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, kind of. You know, you give it a chance because it is a beautiful, beautiful deck. Okay, so that's the Sacred Cycles Oracle by Jill Pyle and M. Dewey. Okay, so moving on. Self-Care Wisdom Cards by Cheryl Richardson. So this is also a mass production. Now this does not have a guidebook. And that's simply because there is an image and a word on this side, and on the back side there is a message written on the card, okay? So I won't read and show you all of these, but as you can see, it's just, they have just written a message on the back, plain and simple. But I will show you the images with the word on the front, okay? So these are the images. Again, I find these images very beautiful. And there's something about the color palette in this as well that really soothing for me. Yeah, I really enjoy these self-help or self-care cards. I very often use them in the end of a reading. As an extra card or as an extra encouragement, especially if there is a reading regarding someone who really needs to, you know, set aside time for self-care, then this is a beautiful deck to use, I think. So I really just like the images in this. It just speaks to me. And as I said, the colors and everything. I think the artist has done a very good job here. Innocent, nice, beautiful, a little bit feminine maybe. Yeah, and it just speaks to me, modern, you know. So yeah, I like it. Again, you have to feel into what speaks to you, friends. You know, either you like it or you don't. Either it speaks to you or it doesn't. But it speaks to me. So there you go. I find that very beautiful. So that's that. Self-Care Wisdom Cards by Cheryl Richardson. And now we're going to move over to this. I'm not sure if I've shown you this before. But it ended up in this, you know, show and tell today, mainly because apparently I have bought 2 of them. So all of a sudden I discovered, whoops, I have another one. So I'm not sure I've shown you this before, but anyways, I'm going to show it today. So it is Diana Cooper, The Magic of Unicorns Oracle Cards. And I do believe this is new either this year, 2022, or was it last fall, 2021. Let me just have a quick look here in the book when it came out. Does it say here? Does it say? Yes, 2021. So it came out last fall, I think, this one. 2021. And the guidebook is, as always with Diana Cooper, very good. It's 2 to 3 pages on each card. So with the pictures and everything, so easy to find. A really good guidebook, okay? And so let's look at the back. Very beautiful, I find. Very beautiful. I really like using these in the pickacard readings that I do. And these are the cards. And of course it is about unicorns. And either you like unicorns or you don't. But for me, it's very much about the message on the card and what I feel when I see the image. And I feel, again, very soothing, very innocent feeling with these cards. Very magical feeling. So I really love these cards. I've also seen many other readers using them now, and these are glossy. Just, you know, when it comes to lighting and such. But I mean, this artist is really, really good, as you can see. So, for me, very much worth the money. And it's not on the very expensive side either. It's kind of a normal price, I would say. And I think you can get this pretty much anywhere. Amazon, I got mine on Book Depository in England, where I get most of my decks. Yeah. So I just, yeah, these images are just so beautiful to me. And it's about magic. I feel like it's very much about magic. And it's also kind of about the awakening, or some call it the ascension process. So I feel I can use this not only in a normal reading, but also in when I talk about the awakening on my other channel and connect with and channel. I also sometimes do cards. So this is also going to be used on that channel for sure. So, yep, that's that. So this is, as I said, a mass production. You can get it pretty much anywhere. Diana Cooper, The Magic of Unicorns Oracle Cards. Okay, moving on. Now, Universal Tarot, Los Carabeo. This is a deck I wanted for me because it only has the major arcana. And the reason I wanted that is that sometimes I do readings where I kind of take the temperature on where are you on the big scheme in life. You know, how far have you come on your journey, kind of. And so these ones are an in-between size of the giant and the universal mini, but it's from the same, yeah, as you can see, the same design on the back, and it's the same kind of images. These are glossy though, and a little bit more colorful, and this is just the major arcana cards. So for me, I think I only have 3 decks with only major arcana cards. So I just, whenever I find an only major arcana cards deck, I really want to have it. Because it's a good way to kind of take the temperature on where are you on your life journey. And you can start a life journey reading from that. Picking 2 or 3 or maybe just 1 of the major arcana cards, and then use another tarot deck to kind of expand on that. So that's why I wanted to have this just major arcana deck cards. So people do readings in different ways, you know, and of course there's a guidebook here with just the and different languages. It's always different languages with Los Carabeo. So just mini version of that information, just a little bit on each card. So that's the Universal Tarot Major Arcana cards. Okay, so let us go on to the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krantz. Okay, so this is one that I've been looking at for a long time, and I haven't been sure if I wanted to buy it or not, but now I have. This is the guidebook. It's very beautiful. I really love this guidebook, I must say. Just the design of the feel of it, just love it. There is another, oops, there's another box within the box here. So of course you don't have to have this big box on your shelf. It can be enough to just have this box on your shelf, which is where the cards are, of course. This has also become a mass production. I believe it was an indie deck to begin with, but now it is a mass production, I believe. Yeah, it's got an ISBN number, so there you go. Anyway, so this is the back, just black and white. The card stock is on the thinner side, I must say. I would have expected a little bit kind of better quality maybe with this looking deck here, this with this kind of box, and you know, you get some expectations when you get that kind of box. Yeah, so that's the only critical thing I have, is a little bit on the thinner side, okay? But otherwise, very different, very beautiful, but either you like it or you don't kind of thing, because these images are very different, okay? Let me just flip through them for you. Now this is of course very beautiful, I love that. And you see, I don't know if you can understand why I was on the fence a little bit with this deck. It seemed a little bit gloomy to me in the beginning when I was watching other people using this deck. And a little bit black and white, maybe gray, you know, maybe, this seems heavy, this seems a little bit stuck in the mud kind of cards. But they grew on me, and, you know, I've seen many people use this deck, and they love it. And so I was like, should I give it a chance? And so I decided to do that. And I actually like it. I've come to enjoy it. But it took me a little while. You know, it's beautiful, but it is something gloomy about it every here and there. But then again, not everything in life is happy-go-lucky, so every now and then things are gloomy. And it is also what kind of energy you give to the cards, though. You put your own energy on everything, and so it's what I make it, kind of, right? So I just have to kind of, you know, shift my energy when using this deck, shift my view kind of a little bit on how this deck is portrayed. But I see the beauty in it now. I definitely do. And I think it's brilliant work. I mean, it's so intricate. I mean, the artist here must have spent like hours on each card here. And I really appreciate that. I do paint a little myself, so I know kind of how much work it is behind it. So I really appreciate that. And so I find it really beautiful now, I must say. I do. So that was that. So that was The Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krantz. Just going to put it away properly, people, so I don't make a mess around here. There you go. So, The Wild Unknown Tarot. Okay, moving on. Now, ta-da! Of course I had to have that one as well. The Wild Unknown Animal Spirit by the same Kim Krantz. So, I figured if I had the tarot cards, I might as well get the oracle cards as well. So, same kind of book. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. The same kind of box thing, except this is white. And so the box within the box, same kind of thing. And this is silver, very kind of bling bling. And the cards themselves are also a little bit of bling bling because they are white and silver. I don't know if you can see that. So, kind of fun. Fun and different. And these are the images. So very much in the same, of course the cardstock is the same as the other tarot. So, or as the tarot cards. Some hairs. Beautiful, beautiful images. But of course, either you read it intuitively or you have to use the guidebook. But the guidebook is so good, so, or you read it intuitively, of course. Or maybe you have a good connection with the animal world, so you know what you feel every animal stands for. But I find this very cool. And every now and then there is a shimmery kind of thing here. And it's kind of a pearlescence thing going on. So that's cool. I really love these cards, I must say. These are also growing on me. Sometimes it takes a while, you know. It's the same with me and music. I like pretty much everything when it comes to music. Except maybe for very, very black metal. But other than that, I'm pretty open for anything from classical and opera to hard rock. You know, I love everything. And also the same when it comes to art. You know, I can like the modern, and I can also like, you know, the contemporary thing. And I can also like the Renaissance period and everything, you know. It's for me, it's the same with the cards, you know. I can appreciate every kind of artistry and every kind of deck. I mean, every deck has love in them, and especially from the artist. I mean, look at this, isn't that beautiful? So every artist that put their soul into it, and there is beauty in that no matter what. And so I have learned to appreciate the artistry, even if it's very different from maybe something that I thought I would appreciate. So there you have it. So this one, I really, really like this one. And I'm definitely going to use this in the future a lot, I feel. This is, yeah, it just grew on me very quickly. So there you go. Very, very beautiful deck. Yeah, so I hope you appreciate the artistry the way I do. As there is a world out there with artists that are just so special and beautiful, and I just adore it. Anyways, there you go. The Wild Unknown Animal Spirit by Kim Krantz. Okay, so all the decks I've shown you so far have been mass production. Now we're going to get into the indie decks. Okay, so I have quite a bit of decks here that are indie, both tarot and Lenormand and Oracle. So let's start with The Way of the Panda Tarot by Kimberly Tsan, illustrated by Celia Libel. Okay, so all of these decks that I'm showing you now, I bought in England at a little boutique called the Little Red Tarot, is what it's called, the shop. But of course, you might get these other places as well. I know that they produce some indie decks there, and they also take in some indie decks there. So I'm not 100% sure where or where they live, the people who made this. But anyways, this is without any guidebook. It's just the cards. Okay. I do believe this also comes in a bigger version, Way of the Panda, but I have the mini version. So this is the back, and I just love the back. And this is so much spring for me as well, because I was also looking for some spring decks. That's kind of says spring. And with this edging in the light green here, it's just so beautiful. Anyway, so these are the images. And of course it is panda bears, and they are so cute. You know. So this is a totally different deck again compared to the ones I just showed you, but so fun and so beautiful still. I really adore this deck. I might even have to buy the bigger size of this Way of the Panda, because it's just so fun and so gorgeous. So yeah, there's not much more I can say about that. It's just a kind of a happy-go-lucky feeling with these cards here. And of course, very child-friendly if you have children or youth that want to start with tarot. I would say this is a very child-friendly deck. So, yeah. Very, very beautiful. So I'm just going to go a little bit quicker through here. You get the idea of the cards here. Not going to spend so much time on each and every deck here, because it's going to take us forever to get through. Even the devil card is almost cute. See? So that's fun. Yeah, no, I really, really like this deck here, for sure. So you get the idea, right? It's pandas in different ways, shapes, or forms here. Yeah, so that's that. Way of the Panda Tarot. Definitely one I'm going to use for spring readings or summer readings, especially maybe. So, Way of the Panda. Okay, so now we're going to go to the Ink Witch Tarot deck. And this is one that I wanted for a long time. But I had to save up some money to get it. No guidebook though. This is the back. Very beautiful. Kind of, there's black and there's kind of a beige brownish color to it. And these are the images, and it's the same kind of color palette that they have used throughout the entire deck, and I just love it. So this is it. It's very, very different, very modern for me. As I said, I love the color palette and the artist here. It's just the feeling I get when I see these cards. It's very beautiful, very different. So she has taken, or is it he or she? He, actually, Eric Mail, taken a little bit of a different view on many of the cards here, but I really, really like it anyways. So this is one of those either you like it or you don't kind of decks, most definitely. So yeah, I love it. The Two of Wands, planning for the future, beautiful. So yeah, just my kind of deck, I guess. I don't know what you guys think. I mean, feel free to comment below. Like here, yeah, it's very different for me, this deck. And feel free to comment below if you have any opinions on the decks, or if you have any questions on how this works or how I use it, or you know, or if you have any ideas for decks that you think are beautiful that I might appreciate. You see the Lovers here as well. It's of course 2 male. So for me that is also showing the modern, the equality, and I love that. Love is love, people. So yeah, there's just something about this deck that just speaks to me. I think it's so beautiful. So yeah. I don't know what else to say, people. I just really love it. I hope you do too. So there you go. I'm going to use that one a lot in the future. Wanting it for a long time now, I finally got it. So it will definitely be in use this spring and summer for sure. So there you go. The Ink Witch Tarot deck by Eric Mail. Okay, so now we're going to go over to When Life Gives You Mangoes Lenormand Oracle. So it's both Lenormand based, but it can be used as an oracle deck. So the guidebook comes outside of the box. It just comes loose like this. So it has, of course, good information about each card, I must say. And this is the box. It just opens like that. And the cards are round. And that's beautiful. This is the back. Very kind of spring for me as well. With fruits and color. I really love the color, the different green colors here. And these are the cards. So there is the name of the card, the image, and then a little message on the bottom. So you don't necessarily need the guidebook, but sometimes it's good to look into that as well. So I put this, I think, in the real... Yeah, I think it is in order, this one. So, no, I really, this deck really speaks to me. It's so beautiful. And the cardstock here is really good. It's some sort of canvas, as you can see maybe here. If I do this, yeah. You see that? So this will last you a long time as well. I love this shadow pot for some reason. So, yeah, no, this is very, just speaks to me, very plain and simple. I love the colors. I think it's beautiful. I think it's, you know, good to have this as a some last cards in a reading kind of thing. But of course you can use it as a main card as well. Just draw 1 card or 2 cards or 3 and then make a reading out of that. All depending on how you do readings, of course. But this is definitely also a deck I'm going to use a lot in the future. And I think it's very fun that they are round. It gives it kind of a life, different life, if you will, to the spread when you show it on the camera. It's fun to have some of the round cards as well. So, yeah, that's that. I find that very beautiful. And the box a little bit different, but good. So there you go. When Life Gives You Mangoes, Lenormand Oracle. By the Hurricane Mystic, by the way. Okay, so now I think we're going to go to the Hyde Tarot by Dan Francis. Now this is a very different tarot deck. Because this is, there's no guidebook. This is the back. And it's silver edged. Now they are all black and white. Only black and white cards. And of course you see the name of the card here. But it has nothing whatsoever to do with the original tarot, okay? So I guess you can use it also as an oracle card because there's just a picture and then there's a name of whatever it is in the picture together with the name of a tarot card. So you can use it as a tarot card or you can use it as an oracle or just the picture, whatever you want to do. But these are very, very different. So I'm going to quickly go through them here. Yeah, as you can see, not really connected to the tarot. Maybe you could say that some of these images or animals are connected to the tarot cards. Maybe not. But a very different deck. Very different. And for me, I would like to use it as just reading it intuitively. Or oracle as extra cards. Which also can be, you can read it as an oracle, and as I said with the tarot here as well. So I think it can be very fun additional cards in a reading. So that's kind of why I bought this deck, and also because I was drawn to how different it is. So I don't know what you think of this deck, but you understand what I mean when I say that it's different. I mean, I've never seen anything like this before. Very, very unique, in my opinion. So, yeah. Very unique. Yeah. But it's, I don't know, it's very creative. It's very creative done, I must say. And it's fun that people think outside the box and that people do something new with tarot or oracle. So either you like it or you don't, people, as always, as always. So just flipping through here. There you go. I mean, the skull maybe should have been death, but here it's the Hierophant. So, you know, for me, it doesn't really compute with the normal tarot, but it's fun. It's really fun and different. So, there you go. For those of you who really like the little bit outside the box way of thinking. So, The Hyde Tarot by Dan Francis. Now, for the last deck of today, of this show and tell. It's Stacia Barrington again, and this is the Empty Cup Oracle. And she has made, I believe it is, just a second here. I believe it is the Sassorabito Tarot. I'll show you that real quick. She has made this one from before, which I've shown many times in different, that's the back, and they are looking like this. Very beautiful. Very beautiful tarot deck that I have shown several times. So she has made that from before. You can find this in many of my other videos. Among other things, my 17 favorites. But anyways, now this is a new deck that she's made called the Empty Cup Oracle. Stacey Barrington. So the box was a little bit difficult to get open because it is kind of a rose petal finish to the box. And this is the guidebook. Quite easy breezy, just to the point, but a little bit of information about each card. Now this is of course indie decks. Now all the 5 last decks that I've shown you are indie decks. So 5 or 6. Yeah, the Hide Tarot is indie, the Ink Witch is indie, Life Gives You Mangoes is indie. Yeah, and the Panda is indie, and this one, okay? So all of those I got at the Little Red Tarot in England. So this is the back. Beautiful. And they are actually edged in yellow, but with a tiny bit of gold glimmering in it, okay? These are the images. Very simple, to the point images, but I just love it. I think it's so cool. It's again with a very muted, very simple color palette. Kind of a beige brown, a yellowish, black, white, you know, those kind of colors. But I think that that's really fun, okay? And this is definitely cards I will use as an extra card in a reading. Or you could, of course, as I said before, you can use these kind of cards also if you have like 3 of them and make a reading just out of that. I mean, all depending on how you do readings. But very interesting, these cards, I find. Very interesting. And I don't know, there's just something about the color palette, I guess. And they are rose petal finish to them. So very special card deck. Quite good deck, I must say. So yeah, that's that. And I also just adore the backs on these ones, which is actually quite important for me who does pick a card readings, that it also looks beautiful on the backs. So I just love this back here. And it's so fun that this is blue and then there's nothing blue in the cards at all. And then there's yellow goldish on the side. So no, I just love these cards here. And I think it's really creative the way she's done this. And yeah, and I love her tarot deck from before as well, as I said. So there you have it. You like it or you don't. So that was the Empty Cup Oracle by Stacey Barrington. And I believe this is quite new as well. So people, that was that. That was all these fun new decks that I have gotten for this spring. And I hope you enjoyed this little show and tell today. And if you did, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Click the bell so you get notified every time I upload. Thank you so much for being part of this video today. I wish you the very best wherever you are in the world and whatever you are doing. Until the next time I see you.